Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sundaraj. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Anderson Gigo, doing his high school and post grad at Florida Coastal Prep Academy, and a shooting guard and wing on the red basketball team. Florida Coastal Prep Academy is located in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Once again, Anderson, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
It's a big pleasure. It's mine. I have an opportunity to make an interview for Top Press, so it's a big pleasure. It's a big pleasure for me to speak with you tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, let's talk about you playing. Said on the red basketball team. There at Florida Coastal Prep Academy, putting that number 12 jersey on. Talk about your year so far up to this point, Anderson.
The, so far, this season has been great. We have played tough teams. We have a tough schedule here in Fort Walton. I mean, last week we had the opportunity to play against the team ranked number 5 in the nation, the
Mm-hmm.
Tallahassee Community College, and it was a tough game. I mean, we lost by 30, but it was a great experience to play against guys that were playing and will be playing at a high and slash mid and high D1. So it was a
Mm-hmm.
great opportunity for me to play against those guys.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I know you had posted some stats as of December 2nd, averaging 11 points per game, 6 rebounds, shooting 60% from the field, 90% from the free throw line. You're 6'4", 210 pounds. Again, the shooting guard and wing. Just talk about being able to produce, with those type of numbers. That's got to really feel good in terms of like your hard work, I'm sure, in the off season, really paying off here, Anderson.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I mean, I believe that all the hard work that I put in, it will translate into the game. So I try to work as hard as I can every single day and put effort in it and do it the best that I
Yeah.
can on the practices, so I can translate that into the games. I mean, the statistics on the games are not really matter to me because the only thing that I matter is to win basketball games. That's really important. That's what I have always been taught since I started playing basketball. So yeah, it's good. I mean, having those stats that, like you said, or like I said, a couple seconds ago. But the only thing that I matter is winning basketball games and to make my team kids successful. That's the only thing that I matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great attitude to have, Anderson. And, some of your accolades that you provided are just great. 3-time state champion, 2-time state MVP of the finals, elected best shooting guard of the Final Four of the state championship, top 10 leading scorer of the state tournament. Uh, in addition, selected the FIBA Youth Development Program, basketball program, which reunited the top 50 players of Brazil for a week of practice with Don Showalter, the U17 men's basketball team. I'll talk about that. I mean, just the fact that again, you've been able to see your accomplishments, as said, really build up here just in terms of, I mean, that's going to be very rewarding, just to see that, again, those accolades. So what does that mean to you personally, Anderson?
Well, it means a lot to me. I mean, it's like it works that education that I basketball throughout all my years, and I really appreciate having those words.
Oh,
Or
yeah, I can't hear. Okay, it was a little bit muzzled. Yeah, it was a little cutting out there. Couldn't hear you, Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Okay.
well, as I said, it is a big pleasure to have received those titles, those awards, those accomplishments that I achieved so far. I mean, like I said before, those things is just like a result of all my hard work and dedication that I put in every single day.
Yeah.
And then it's a great thing to see that I achieved everything so far, and I helped a lot of my teammates, not just here in America, but on my home country, Brazil.
Hey, when it comes to the game of basketball, what are some of the intangibles for you that stand out, in terms of playing the game? Obviously, you have that dedication, you have, and determination for the game. I mean, what are some of the things, whether during a game, practice, just, around your teammates and coaches, what is it about the game that really like, makes it unique?
I mean, every single day I try to be the best version of myself. I mean, I think that's the main goal of every single individual here on this earth. And I try to do every single day on practices. I try to start getting better on the court. It's on conditioning. It's not on conditioning. Lifting weights. I try to do everything 100%. I try to be the best version of myself and watching games, watching film, trying to understand what I did wrong, what I did correct, and why I did
Hmm.
something correct, why something worked it out wrong. And every single day is just trying to give my best. And that's what I. That's why I always try to and have those methods. I mean, it's just a result of my dedication every single day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
like you said, what makes me unique is that I try to do everything that the coach asks for me. For example, if he needs me to, because there's no other place to get rebounds, I'm gonna try to get rebounds, even though that I'm not very high like to get rebounds. I'm gonna try to do the best that I can. If the coach asks me to score a lot, yeah, I'm gonna try to score everything that the coach needs to needs to include on the team. I'm gonna be able to do it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
Hey, I love that story. How you were introduced to the game of basketball by your older brother. Who would take you to the park. You would watch him play against older guys, and really develop that deep love for the sport. And since then, you never stopped playing. I thought that was just an awesome story. It's just to be able to have that, like, with family. Just talk about that, Anderson.
Well, I mean, I come from a big family. I have like six brothers, all older brothers.
Hmm.
I'm the last one of the generation, and my older brother from my mother called Guilherme. He used to
Yeah.
take me to the park most of the week to see him playing one on one against older guys in the park. And I saw him battling and fighting against those guys, trying to win all those games. And I
Yeah.
just kind of loved it, that intensity, that thing, that unique thing that basketball can provide for those for that kind of individual. And going on, I started playing never stop because I love the feeling and the intensity that this amazing sport can provide for
Yeah.
anyone that has the opportunity to play.
It's great. Hey, just in terms of playing that the combo, the wing and guard, just talk about again those positions, just what you're able to bring to the table, both on the offensive and defensive end of the game, Anderson.
Well, on my position, like you said, it's the wing, right?
Hmm.
Well, I try. I One thing that I love to do is to shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
I try to inspired by a lot of shooting guards in the NBA, like Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry. I like to see how they move off the ball, trying to understand what they think, to open a lot of times to just shoot or cut to the basket. That's the main thing that I always try to understand and learn to translate to my game. Uh, I try to make cuts. I try to make baskets next to the rim. I'm not a lot of tall, but I try. I have some low and high post moves that I can play that I got from watching Kobe Bryant and the other players that were
Hmm.
master on the low post.
Yeah.
So that's just something that I would say that is unique on my game, playing on the wing position.
There's so much that goes into in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery, mental health. I'm wondering, like, there's so much to, again, unpack there. But what do you have you done besides, of course, the team practices? But like, just on a personal basis, just to really help you elevate and you really get your fundamental skills up to par here, Anderson?
Well, after playing against top jukos in the country, I noticed that they have a different a different physicality. I mean, the game in there is more physical. It's more the guys there are so much stronger than us coming from the high school. They have a different preparation, so I had to adjust that so I could have a chance to play on the next level next year. So everything so far has been a lot of weight. I try to lift as much weight as I can, but nothing that can make me um nothing that can make me become a slower player, of course. But I try to lift as hard as I can every single day, run as fast as I can because college games are so fast. I mean, they
Yeah.
try to do a lot of fast breaks every single time they make a layup.
Mhm.
So this is something that I learned from playing against those JUCO games. And the nutrition is essential for me because we as basketball players and the other athletes that play different sports, we have to put the right food into our bodies so we
Mhm.
can perform it at the highest level as we can. So I try to eat a lot of protein, healthy
Mhm.
carbs like oats, fruits, drink a lot of water, uh, stay out of high sugar drinks, high sugar foods. So
Mhm.
I try to stay as healthy as I can and do the best as I can on the
Yeah.
conditioning, strength, everything. everything.
Yeah. No, it's true. Hey, just in terms of your preparation for a game, because I talked about mental health, just in terms of getting yourself locked in and really like, focused for a game. What do you do, like, just really to get yourself ramped up and just really like, said, ready to, take that court there, Anderson?
Well, my game mental preparation, it kind of varies every game. I mean, some days I like to listen to music. Some
Hmm.
days I like to sleep. Some days I like to watch some series on Netflix. Some days
Yeah.
I just stay chill, don't talk to anybody. It varies every single day, but I think I mean I'm a joker, so I try to talk with my
Yeah.
teammates when I can, try to make some jokes, try to so I can
Mhm.
not have
Yeah.
that pressure on the game, because
Yeah.
I always have a kind of anxiety for a game. I like to see I kind of have how I'm going to perform, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. So that kind of
Mhm.
relieves me from that pressure, and you know, but I try to do that before the game. But when the game starts,
Yeah.
everything on my mind is kind of empty, just
Yeah.
action.
That's great to hear. Hey, when you're out there on the court, I'm wondering like what's going through your mind. I've asked athletes just now over and over, but I think it's like, to get from your perspective and just when you're there, what's during the flow of a game and you're in the heat of battle and like, there's so much intensity and as you said, pressure on. What's going there? I'm just wondering, like, do you ever like, I mean, you probably don't have a second, but is there a time like when you're like saying wow, like I mean, again, the action is probably fast and furious, but just in that competing against I said the opposing players, what is that for as an athlete, just describe that those moments.
Well, there are some moments that you're like, wow, I'm surprised because depending on the team that you're facing, there are some
Yeah.
tough guys there. So your plan
Yeah.
goes against those guys, and they will think for a second, like, man, I'm facing this guy. This guy like probably like a D1 next year.
Hmm.
So, but on the other side, you kind of like, bro, fuck that. I'm gonna destroy this guy. I'm gonna outplay you. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm gonna outplay you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
That's the feeling. There's some
Yeah.
moments in the game that you think about something, but you kind of forget automatically and try to focus on the mission that is to play as hard as you can and try to win the game.
Yeah. No, it's great. Hey, as you know, it's just not being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. You've definitely been able to flourish, and excel in the classroom. 3.1 GPA, 12.10 on your SATs, 78 out of 120 on. I think it's a test of English as a foreign language. Just talk about being able to balance it out, because that's what a lot of people talk about, that time management and organization. You know, there's a lot of commitment, towards being an athlete. Practices, games, lifts, watching film. So I'm just wondering for you, just how you've been able to strike that balance and really perfect it to a T here, Anderson.
Well, we athletes tend to have a tough schedule. I mean, most of the time we are practicing involving our game. So we need to organize and have a really good time management, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to academics. So, you never know when you if you're gonna be a pro player. So you need to get at the academics. You need to get a good grade. You have to get good standard test scores. So throughout my basketball career, I always try to maintain that and get it successful as on the court as on the classroom. So I try to get good grades, study at least 2 hours every single day. Try to stay after school, talk with the teachers that I had some difficulties on the subject, and try to understand so I could get a good grade on their test.
Yeah.
I think that was my success. It was trying to do the best that I could, not only on the
Yeah.
basketball court but on the classroom as well.
That's great. As you know, we live in a day of social media, highlight videos, and
Yeah.
you definitely have been able to really thrive in that, capitalize on that movement. Talk about how essential that is for you to get your name out there. And wanted to ask you as well, Kevin Moses. Definitely the GOAT, the guru. Who helps a lot of athletes, a lot of basketball athletes, promoting them, breaking down their skill set and their game. Talk about Mr. Moses and what he's meant to you in terms of getting your name out there, highlighting your accomplishments. Just talk about those elements and how critical they are.
Well, Kevin and the 1% Clubs organization has been so great for me so far. I mean, I kind of started my recruitment like last month, and I texted him asking if he could help me in terms of the recruiting, and
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Yeah, I will help you." And then I started to, uploading highlights on Twitter, on the YouTube, trying to make my name in front of
Mm-hmm.
the different college coaches. Some college coaches followed me back on Twitter, and thanks to those guys. And
Yeah.
I've been texting them, trying to get an official offer, my first unofficial offer, and it's been so great so far. I mean, without their help, I think I would have nothing.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Twitter, your Instagram, you have a bunch of platforms out there. Especially Twitter is, I think, the best, in the business there to really help out, the athletes there, whether high school, JUCO, you name it. You talked about support from family. You need that structure, you need that system in place, and I had to ask you, how meaningful that is to have that, during this, academic and athletic journey here, Anderson.
Well, my family always supported me. I mean, my mom was a former volley professional player. She knows how it is the an athlete's career. She knows how difficult it is, how the pressure that you face every on daily. My father always emphasized me to get good grades because he didn't have the opportunity to to get an
Mm-hmm.
education. But he tried to give to he tried to give to all of his sons an opportunity to get on college and to get an opportunity to get good jobs, good salaries,
Mm-hmm.
so they could provide their families in the future. And
Yeah.
that's what my family has been doing me so far. on when I said them that I wanted to do college on United States as a student athlete playing basketball. And again, my major, they were crazy because for us Brazilians, it's so difficult to come here to America and get an
Yeah.
opportunity. Not only me as Brazilian, but all the internationals, I think.
Yeah.
But they were support. They supported my decision. They said, okay, if that's what you wanted, if that's what you wanted to do, we're gonna support you no matter what. Just make sure that you give you 100% every single day. Try to try to try to do every everything as perfect as you can.
Mhm.
Obviously nothing can do perfect, nothing works perfectly, but try to do, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Now, is the majority of your family back in Brazil, Anderson, or how it is that? I'm just wondering how that is working out, or are you just curious about that?
Yeah, they all are from Brazil. They're all
Okay.
Brazil.
Yeah, so to make that adjustment, that takes a lot of courage. I mean, to be able to come over here, new culture, just much different from Brazil. And I had to ask you as well, like, of course, soccer, is immensely popular. But where does the game of basketball? I'm sure is right up there. Just talk about that as well.
Well, as a good Brazilian citizen, I obviously started playing soccer, but
Hmm.
I was really bad at it. I mean, I used to play as a goalkeeper because I was a
Hmm.
little bit taller than the other
Yeah,
than the other
yeah,
kids. But I always thought I'm not gonna be the goalkeeper because usually the goalkeeper is the worst player of the team. So that's what I
hmm.
put on my mind. I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. Forget it.
Yeah.
And then I stopped doing sports for a little bit, for a short time period of time. And
Hmm.
then, like I said, for you, my brother my brother introduced me to the basketball, and then I
Hmm.
started playing again. Started competing, started
Yeah,
practicing, and then my life all turned it upside down, and it
yeah,
was really good for me.
yeah.
And the other thing that you said about basketball there in Brazil, I mean, we have a professional league there. It's called NBB.
Hmm.
It's pro league basketball. It's a top competitive league. I mean, they have a lot of Brazilian international players there. Some
Hmm.
players that had the opportunity to play, D1 here in the United States.
Hmm.
Some players from the overseas. So they they are becoming a lot better every year, and I think it's really good, not only for my country, but to expose our basketball culture to the other countries to come in there and to play.
Hmm. That's fabulous. As you need hobbies to like help you de-stress and kick back and sort of calm your mind. So I know you love playing video games, watching series and documentaries on Netflix, hanging out with friends, going to the beach, eating Brazilian barbecue. So so I have to ask you, that's gotta like it's gotta feel good, like be able to get away. And I said again, just be able to decompress. I mean, just talk about those moments. I'm sure that they, it definitely, before you have to get back to business, you can, have those side, things, just to again alleviate that stress.
Well, those hobbies are really amazing for me. I mean, they sound
Yeah,
like simple, but they are super
yeah.
efficient to me. I mean, on December of last year, I had the opportunity to go back home, so I could, stay disconnect a little bit from
Hmm.
here in America, all the
Yeah.
pressure, all from all the games and everything, and I could enjoy and stay with my family, eat a Brazilian barbecue that I was like, I
Yeah.
I I didn't eat in probably 3 months. So I was starving to have that when I
Yeah.
got there. And watching Netflix, play video games. I mean, here in the Fort Walton, I didn't bring my video games. It's
Hmm.
an Xbox, so I couldn't bring it here because I was a little bit afraid I was a little bit afraid to bring that to the airport because
Yeah.
believe it or not, it was my first time traveling to
Mm.
another country. I always travel to other cities inside of Brazil, but I didn't
Yeah.
have the opportunity to travel to another country. So I was kind of afraid to bring my Xbox,
Yeah.
and then they see on that on the airport. But I think that helped me to focus on why I came here and
Mhm.
all the goals and objects that I had. So I
Yeah.
have to accomplish during this year.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, that's it's a great segue to what your dreams and goals are. What ultimately you want to do is graduate from college or majoring in computer science engineering and then becoming a professional basketball player, whether overseas or America. You go on to say you want to win multiple championships. Whatever college program brings you the opportunity to play and mark your name on the walls of the basketball facility, so you can be remembered for what you did was special, unique. And it's just like really uh truly, said gratifying to hear. Just talk about, I mean, to set those, lofty goals, to be ambitious. Just talk about like, that you obviously have the work ethic, and that's something, within your grasp. But just talk about that, setting those, again, those goals out, and having those dreams as well.
Well, I and just like every basketball player in every world,
Yeah.
his main goal is to become a pro player someday,
Yeah.
and that's what I said to my that's what I told myself that I would be a pro basketball player when I was like 14 years old
Hmm.
when I started winning state championships, getting all those awards accomplishments. I
Hmm.
said, all right, this is probably going to be my life. How is going to be, my main my main way to afford my family, to afford myself. So
Yeah.
that's what I put on my mind. Uh, get get my diploma from, like I said, the computer science engineering is something that I'm hoping to achieve in the future
Hmm.
because my dad wants me to accomplish that, and me as well. I want to have something, so I have to have something to work after I retire from the game because someday, obviously, you have to
Yeah.
retire. Your body doesn't work as you were as you were younger.
Hmm.
So that's what I want to have and have success once I retire. And like you said, mark my name on the walls of the college program. That I always dream of seeing those fields, seeing those things in the NBA facilities where you see the name of the players that are marked in
Yeah.
the facility for all the accomplishments and things they have done to the organization.
Hmm.
So I aim to do that to a college basketball program that I will be playing next year. So that's it. That is my main goal.
It's great. It's great. And I think you're in a great spot, Anderson, to offer some much needed advice for the younger kids and athletes out there, because coming from Brazil, and the fact that traveling on your own, coming to America, and then of course, having to adjust to the academics and the athletics here. Uh, we live in a very competitive nature, in terms of, there's social media out there. There's so much competition. So I'm wondering what you would say to them if kids are watching this video, like, and they're trying to find their way in terms of sports and, really move up the ladder. What would you say to them?
The only advice that I would give to those kids that are starting or have a dream is to accomplish something with the sports is believe in yourself and
Mhm.
never let anyone tell you what you can and can't do. The only limit that you can have is with yourself.
Yeah.
Never doubt yourself. If something didn't work, that's okay. try to understand and try to see what went wrong and then fix that on the next day because we never know when it's gonna be our last day on earth. So this is something that you that you have have to have in mind, you know. It's
Yeah.
no never you know never put your head down for something. That's always that I always tell to myself. So don't forget things. Try to try to put that on your mind. Try to you know think those things and then try to do it as best as you can. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that I can do. That's the
Yeah.
only thing
No.
that I can advise.
Yeah, no, it's sound advice. I think you really hit it on the mark there. Hey, I want to ask you about Florida Coastal Prep Academy. Just talk about, life at the school. Just and even want to ask you about your teammates and coaches, even on the basketball team. Just in terms of that support and just how that's transpired. If you could just, maybe elaborate on that as well, Anderson.
Well, we at the Florida Coastal Prep we have top talent basketball coaches here. We have coaches that have the opportunity, to be on the JUCO team, to be on D1 college programs, so
Mhm.
they understand what it takes to get on the next level. So that's what I am so happy to be part of this incredible organization.
Yeah.
And you know, what I feel, well, my teammates are amazing. I mean, they have we are multicultural here. I mean, we have Americans, we have Spanishes, we have Croatians, we have Brazilians, we have
Yeah.
Australians, we have
Wow.
all different
Truly
people
diverse.
from
Yeah. It's like a
too many
global, it's
nationalities.
like the
Yeah,
United Nations you got there.
yeah. so
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's different cultures, different
Mhm.
personalities that you face
Yeah.
daily. So you have to adjust that and then try to, find a way to work everything
Mhm.
out so
Yeah.
you can understand how it work out.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of sports, a team. You got a team, you have to like mesh together, develop that chemistry. And if you want to be a winning ball club, you have to like, bridge those gaps. Hey, Edison, it's just been an incredible honor and privilege, speaking with you. I want to give you the final word and message here uh for family, friends, teammates, coaches. Is at Florida Coastal Prep Academy. So really want to give you the final word. I said definitely. I'm sure your family will be, really interested in watching this. So just wanted to really give you that final, word here.
Well, first of all, that I would thank is my family, obviously, and God for blessing me every single day and give me an opportunity that I was pursuing since I started playing basketball. I always put on my mind that I would be here in America to play basketball and
Mhm.
become as a student athlete. I didn't have an opportunity at an early age. I mean, I wanted to come here when I was 15 years old, and and I couldn't. I mean, my family didn't have the sources to send me to America. So I
Mhm.
just had the opportunity last year. So I I want to thank them for that. My coaches, if you watch this, I am truly thankful to give us the opportunity to every single day become our best version. Uh, Sometimes we have some fights to be a chemistry to find a certain point where everything works out. But they try to do as best as they can to give that. And my teammates, obviously, they are amazing people. I mean, I can't complain about that.
Mhm. It's great. Hey, again, Anderson, just a true pleasure being able to speak with you. Congrats on your success. I know there's more to come here the rest of the season and beyond. And whoop, what happened there? Oh, the light went out. Anderson? Oh, there we go. Okay, the light went out there for a second. Yeah, just looking forward to seeing what you do. I said beyond here, and said good luck. I said and hoping to see you play, whether it's in college, said and then professionally, whether overseas or here in America.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sunil, for the opportunity to be on this interview. You will probably see me on Twitter, especially on this next month, on this next couple months.
Yeah.
More highlights are about to come out, and we keep in touch. I mean, you already know where to find me.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Anderson.